In this video I will show you how to create a camel query in SharePoint online. So that's what we have here. When you want to get sum or groupings, group values, summary amount, counts, all that stuff from a SharePoint list and in a web part. So this is normally quite difficult and we had a lot of problem with this, so I want to show you now. We have here a list, a small list with a title, some games, and inside these games we have some points where the people main points. So what we do now in my SharePoint web part, we have to do the following. I first explain it on my website and then we go to our code. We have here, we need the import of the SP range, the iCamlQuery and web. I think SP is in this case not necessary. From @pmp sp preset all. So when you have this in, you may run your Microsoft PowerShell and you have to install the modules there. Then when you have imported these modules, all the knowledge, how to ask my SharePoint lists, then we need this. We need the web where our list is. So when the list is in here on my demo site, that's a demo site for free from Microsoft. Then when you have that list, we need the entire address where the list is. So we say, okay, this is my list or my site. So the site always ends here with the site itself, not with a front slash at the end. And then we say, give me the list from there, from my subweb. Give me there from those lists which are in my subweb, and say, hey, give me this by the title, which the name is. So this is my title. As you see there, that's the title. And inside there you see also that's the list 01. And then comes the big thing. The big thing is you need an XML string. And inside the XML string you go there, you say view, and you're closing this view. I'm going there. You say there's a view, you close that view always with this one, and you concatenate your strings with the, say, let XML as string, with always concatenating this with a plus sign, and then you say view query. Then in this case I made a group by, and I was collapsing that point. And then we say, so I'm collapsing this one by group by, collapsing this one by the title, and then we make some SQL where conditions. And inside the SQL where conditions are, you have where, there's XML where tag, and then equals field reference title. The value has to be game 2, for example. Then you may close that with a query tag. You say, show me some fields. So this is the internal field number, the internal field name. And then you say, limit my row list, normally by 1. But if you have an error, you should show this. So at least you should make 5 or something, because whenever you have an error here in your XML code, you will the render for the XML breaks or stops, and you get all the results. And so this is always irritating because the result is seems always to be there, but it's not. So because you got all results back from that list, it reads down from, it renders from there and goes there, and whenever there's an error, it stops that. Then you have the aggregation, and then inside the aggregation you say, okay, sum up all that stuff by the type, make the type sum of over this field. And then you say create a iCamlQuery with this string, and now that's important. You may say my list, which I have got previous lines before. You will say render list data as stream with this camel. All the stuff which you find in the internet is always get items by a CamlQuery or so, something like this. And this fails. It fails. It fails. It fails. Excuse me. So after this, you will get the results, and I will show you now how this works. You will say console log, and then you have the items query. For example, this is the result from this render query. And now you're giving out all that stuff, and so now we run it because this was on the screen how it should work, and quite often we have that stuff that it should work, but it doesn't. So we have here our stuff. Here you have our XML code. We have here our website and the list from there, test demo list. That's my small demo list. You see this, it's a games and points. And then we say, okay, run that stuff. I made a breakpoint and I'm starting this one here on the debug area and say, okay, run that stuff. And in the background, there's a gulp serve, no browser running. Now there comes my target site with the web part. I'm embedding my target site. Now this is my target, and as you see, the breakpoint Visual Studio Code runs into that breakpoint, and now we have pretty neat stuff. We have here the items query, for example. That's this one, and you see there's only one result coming back. This is absolutely important because there's length of 1, and that's the first result. And inside this result, there's only this internal field name. So this is title. This is points. And inside those points, the summary, sum up, is 3000. A big problem is on Microsoft SharePoint that all that stuff is, in this case, a CamlQuery, it's written in server side. So if you have about 10,000 items or rows or a million rows, in this case you will get the result. In other codings, you will have to load all lines and sum it up by your own in a for next loop, and then you make pagination. So in this case, that's quite easy. You say there it is, and this is the sum, 3000 points of this aggregation. That's where the aggregation is. And I will also show you that now when we run this with the getCamlQuery, that's what you see in the internet. I say save, save. I say, hey, I'm running it and back again. Now the code comes back. Where is it? Now it's not here anymore. Not there. Hi, where are you? There. I'm refreshing that stuff. I should have run it on here. Doesn't matter. No, it's not coming there. What am I doing wrong? Something is missing. It worked all the time. But this doesn't matter. I saved it. Control save. I'm running it and better restart it again on my browser. This one says there's an error. Hosted workbench. So, but the machine says everything is okay. So I won't find this error at the moment. I wanted to jump to that breakpoint, but it doesn't matter. When you run it by this one, by the get list by items, then you will find that you will get 2 lines if all is okay. If you do an error on here and run it with a render list data as stream, then you will always get a red sign there which says, okay, here you have maybe the trailing slash there is missing, for example. So this is very, very important that you use this point. And whenever you have questions, you may call us, give you a mail or your subscription on that point, and we're developing web parts for SharePoint online.